So as you can see, we're outside the gents' changing rooms. They're just finding shelter because it's very windy here. Just wanted to start the video and say I'm not here to cause any sort of damage. I'm just here to document the last few weeks of Long Marston drag strip, Shaky, Shakespeare Auto Speedway, whatever you want to call it. Had loads and loads of names back in the heyday. But we're just here to document it one last time. We did bump into some workers over there who kindly informed us we can be here, just not go in the barn. So that is fair. Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. Today we're at a drag strip, but as you can see from what's behind us, it's not your traditional drag strip. There's no dragsters, there's no audience, and there's no state of order. It's fallen into disrepair. This of course is the Long Marston drag strip, otherwise known as Shaky, Shakespeare Raceway, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, we're here alone and we're here to document this place. We're not here to cause any sort of damage. We're public footpath and there's plenty of driveways that lead up to this place. We're in no means trying to trespass. We're just here to document the last few weeks of Shaky and show you what's left of it before it gets turned into rubble. Now, we have spoken to some workers. They're fine with us being here, but there are certain places over there which are out of bounds, basically. So we're just going to explore around here, document it for you guys, and get the hell out of here because there are other explorers here wanting to take photos as well. Bit of a background about this place. This place was well known across the West Midlands, across the UK, and it was well known for being a drag strip like Santapod. But back in 2018, the council decided they wanted to build some houses on the field next to it. Now, having houses next to a drag strip is bad for sales, basically. No one wants to buy a house next to a drag strip where they're going to be, listening to V8 roars and dragsters. That sounds like somebody's idea of hell. If you own an electric car, maybe. So the council decided we need to shut this place down. And like many other places here in the UK, this place got shut down. The last race that took place here was October 2018. Since then, it's just been sat here for 6 years doing nothing. People are fly tipped on the drag strip. There are footpaths and roads which lead into this. So it's easy for people to come in here and destroy and, fly tip. Let's take one last look around. So I presumed these sound shields here would have protected us from some of the wind, but unfortunately not. It's sort of acting as a bowl and we're in the direct throw of it. But if you can imagine back in the heyday, dragsters racing down here, crowds filling up the stands over there, you've got commentators in the boxes here, you've got sponsors on the wall, you've just got the roar of the audience, and now it's just, well, as you can see, it's left to nature to reclaim and youths to destroy. And there is a barn over there which we won't be exploring, which has been set on fire, unfortunately. But yeah, here we are, and just down the bottom of the drag strip here we've got the RAF airfield, what used to be the RAF airfield. It's now also abandoned. Obviously people have been here to strip the computers of their motherboards and break windows and graffiti and chuck stuff around. We're not here to do that. We're just here to walk around, document it. As I said, we've spoken to some workers. They said they're fine with us being here, so I've taken that as permission to be here. But obviously do come down at your own risk. It is abandoned and it's been sat for 6 years, so I wouldn't recommend walking up those stands. We've got the old car jack over there, just rusted into position. We've got the barrel of VP racing fuel just left abandoned there. And yeah, it's literally just falling into nature. Here is the other trailer. As you can see, the roof is caving in, so we're not going to walk in there, but as you can see, it's been gutted, it's been stripped, it's been, you know, vandalised. We've got the fridge out in the drag strip. Useful. But yeah, we've got all sorts here. We've got the old fencing. That would have been filled with coolant, race fuel, whatever they would have wanted to. And this is where the crowd would have been, on these seats here. And we're not gonna walk up these. These are 6 years old and they've been unmaintained. So we're not gonna climb to the top in case we have a fall, because other than the sheep, no one's gonna know that we're here. Got the speaker that used to be on the pole, which is now on the floor. Useful. And here's the semi tyre, which we're on about. Continental tyres, so no expense spared. And we've got what looks to be a TV. Again, useful. But yeah, we're here to reminisce on what would have been and what could have still have been. I can't help but think this did not have to close in 2018. They could have kept racing going until houses were finished. But now the houses are finished 6 years later, they're going to start demolishing this now. And that to me is very, very sad. This could have continued for 6 years. It could have, you know, had time to move to a different venue. But no, they were told to close because they wanted to build houses on the field next to it. And so this place was just frozen in time. Unfortunately, people have got to it in the meantime. And 6 years of demolition and vandalism have got to it. And it's being reclaimed by nature. So we've got VP Racing C12 racing fuel, 5 gallons. It's frozen in time. Filled in rainwater, no fuel in it. We've got the stainless steel fire extinguisher. That's obsolete now, it's no longer needed. Well, it might have been needed at the barn over there, which somebody's torched, but it's not needed. And it's got the closed sign, just in case you were unsure of whether it's open or not. It is in fact closed. This litter picker would have one day picked up litter, but it is now litter itself. Very useful. We've got a bike tyre. Quite a thing that belongs to the bike over there. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. We've got a barrel full of paperwork and parts and stereos that have been torched. And as we head up to the start line, we've got an abandoned wheelchair. As we head up to the stands where the tree would have been, the start line, the speakers, and the marshals, this is where it would have all kicked off. From right here, this is the start line here at Shakespeare Raceway, Long Marston, whatever you want to call it. And there's a bit of an echo going now. You can imagine the racing that's gone on here, the history, the heritage, and now it's just all gone. The dragsters that used to race here are now probably scrap, or they're racing at other raceways, or they've been shipped abroad. I was speaking to one gentleman on the abandoned forum yesterday, and he actually used to run 8.6s here in its heyday, in his hot rod. Here we have it, Long Marston Airfield. Just up here there is the airfield. This is part of it. It got turned into a drag strip. And the last race that took place here was Halloween 2018. These walls were put up just to basically deaden the sounds that the local town of Long Marston and local villages will not be disrupted by, you know, the roars of V8 engines and the jet cars and all sorts that they had here. And then the council decided they wanted to build on the plot of land next to it. Now, building next to a drag strip is going to be very noisy. So what do? You close down the drag strip. So 6 years in the making, it's still abandoned. Nothing's happened with it. The development over there is near enough completion, so we're going to start demolishing this very, very soon, and all of this will be gone. But it's just surreal to be here, you know, listening to a silence where it used to be, you know, V8s roaring down the drag strip, and these stands would have been filled with spectators, and now it's just left to nature. I've got the stands here. I have seen people climb these, but I don't want to risk it because, yeah, unmaintained for 6 years might be a recipe for disaster. Now, I did mention it is also an airstrip. It used to be an airstrip for the RAF. There is an airstrip that goes across at the top of the racetrack where that trailer is, just up there. But yeah, we've lost two, you know, memorable places. We've lost an airfield and now we've lost a drag strip. And we've got a random fire extinguisher. That's not going to be any use anymore because nothing's to be catching fire here today. As you can also see, people have taken it upon themselves to fly tip on the drag strip. As I mentioned, there's loads of public footpaths which lead through here, as well as roads, so it is easily accessible. So things like fly tipping is easy to do. It feels surreal to be in a windy but very quiet area. We've got the sheep watching over us as we head towards the numbers boards at the bottom of the drag strip. As you can see from the tarmac, this place was used, and it's sad to see something just left abandoned. You know, it could have been used for the last 6 years while those houses were still empty. But as I said, they're nearing completion now, so it'll be spreading over here. 3,100 homes is said to be the amount of homes that will be built here. No doubt expensive homes that regular people on a regular salary won't be able to afford. But money talks. Unfortunately, money does talk. So we've got the trailer, which is carrying a big barrel. I believe this would have been used to carry petrol and diesel. And obviously you'd have the white ones to carry water. But here we are at the numbers board. And we've crossed the threshold. And we are just about to cross the quarter mile. Here we go. And that's where we started. This is where we're finishing. Quarter mile at Long Marston. Done very slowly by walking. And yeah, just wanted to walk down the quarter mile one last time, see what it's all about. And yeah, that's what we're here to do. That's what we've done. Mission accomplished. So that's where we started from. At the start line, we're now past the quarter mile. We're now just going to walk up here. We're going to turn left. And that's the loop around that loops you back to the start line. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sharing this with me. As I said, it's a dying breed, it's a dying passion that we have as motorsport here in the UK. And because of the housing development just over there, this place was shut down in 2018 by the council. And it was just left like this. You've got public footpaths which leads up to it. You've got roads. As I said, fly tipping is a problem here. But council don't seem to be too bothered by it. Somebody's lost their welly. There's something you don't see every day. Train carriage with no train and no tracks. I think this would have been filled with coal, maybe asphalt, back when they were doing the tracks and back when they were doing the airfield. Made fairly local to me in Dudley. Let's see if it still works. As for it's seized, it's not working, but very cool nonetheless. We're not going to be climbing it. We're not here to disturb the natural growing of nature. So we've got some caravans over here, which would have been used by the staff. We've got a big American prowler over there, which have been used by people coming for a race weekend, probably rented these out. We've got a bulldozer in the bush. We've got some of the cars here. We've got a Jag on top. We've got what looks to be a Ford Explorer, left hooker. We've got a Transit. And loads of mud, loads of tyres. Over here we've got tyres, exhausts galore. We've got a Transit, we've got a Jag. We've also got what looks to be a Ford Explorer, left hooker. We've got numerous bits of leather, engines and all sorts. But yeah, as we look on the side of this, we've got Shakespeare County Raceway, homes of sportsman drag racing. It's just left here, perched on some concrete. We're not going to touch it, we don't want it to collapse on us. But yeah, we've got the caravans over there, we've got the prowler. There's noises coming from over there, so we're not going to go in there in case there's someone in there. We've got the JCB, we've got the Ford Explorer, we've got the Transit, we've got the Jag. And how cool is that? And the part we wanted to get to was the barn, but you can't get there because there's workers on the other side. It appears that they're starting to dismantle and strip metal already. So we're not going to be able to go that way. And there's noise coming from that way, which is more explorers over there we don't want to disturb. So we're going to have to go back this way, loop back round to the racetrack. So the people that were over there just come up to me, they're fine with me being here, but I do advise I'm not allowed over there just because the structure is crumbling. There's no dragster anymore. But what we're here for is the drag strip, obviously, and we've got this building here, which is the changing rooms. We're not going to go in there because it's full of mould and spiders and whatnot. So yes, unfortunately, no dragster, as we've heard from the workers. It was over in the bus, over in the far corner. That's now been removed because it was attracting people from far and wide. It was just basically the aluminum shell. And speaking of shells, this is a shell that's left of Long Marston. And I'm not sure if that's part of a computer chair armrest or some sort of wishbone. But again, we're not here to take belongings. We're not here to take anything. We're just here to have a look around, have a look and see what's around here. Obviously, spoken to the workers, we are allowed to be here, just that we have to be quick and not go to certain areas, and they can't take liability. But as I said, you can access it publicly. There's roads that lead into this. There's fly tipping. There's all sorts. So you can get to it through public footway. There's no entry signs and no big metal fences like you'd expect. And we do have planes and helicopters circling overhead. So not sure if they're here to document the last few weeks of this place. But it's going to be sad to see it go, ladies and gentlemen. Although I never raced here personally, it's a drag strip. It's part of our heritage. It's part of our motorsport. Now it's just, I like to say frozen in time, but it's been vandalised and soon be long gone. Just want to say thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me through this video. Not my usual sort of videos. I don't usually go urban exploring, but when I heard about this place on the abandoned pages, and this place attracts hundreds of people a week taking photos for Instagram, Facebook, Flickr, YouTube, TikTok, and all sorts, I had to come down. And you can get to it publicly. There are roads and public footpaths that lead to it, and there's no entry signs, and the staff over there are very friendly. But I wouldn't advise coming down just simply because of the state of disrepair this is in. And I just wanted to document it for you guys. It could be, days away from being bulldozed. It could be happening overnight, and the houses over there will be expanded and this will be gone. But yeah, big thank you to everyone for joining me for this video. Very different. And if someone lost their glasses back when this closed in 2018, do come back here and grab them before they truly get destroyed. But yeah, there's many things here I'd like to keep as souvenirs, but as I said, we're not here to touch anything, destroy anything, or, disturb the local wildlife from growing back. We're just here to document what's left here. And on that note, we are going to get out of here. Big thank you for watching, and big thank you for following the story. Just wanted to document this piece of history for you guys and for myself. Big thank you for watching, and I'll see you all real soon.